What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel and revisiting some Dungeon Defenders Awaken here in 2023. We're going through and doing a short mini-series covering each of the aspects of the heroes and trying to provide some tips and tricks for new players to the game. Right now, we're working on Huntress and Monk Synergies, and we're at the point in the playthrough where we are at the most awesome trap and aura spawn camp map in the entire game. That is the Prom. Let's jump on in and get it started. Now, this particular one, I know I touched on it before, but one thing I want to talk about again is the smart upgrade and repair system. Now, the smart upgrade system functions better once you get leveled up and are able to upgrade defenses all the way to full. However, the smart repair system is just glorious. Now, this is something you're going to have to go in and turn on in your gameplay settings. It is going to be listed where? Right here under gameplay and then down to defenses. You're going to need to have these checked off. Smart repair mode, smart upgrade mode. What these do in a situation where we are stacking, like any defenses, but traps and Rs particularly, they can be a little bit of a pain to try to get upgraded. In this situation, we've got 3 traps stacked on top of each other. Instead of trying to target each trap individually, we can just target next to the traps and just spam repair, and it will cycle through the traps automatically. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started and build it out. We got 500 DU to work with here. We are going to want some walls in this one, even though we are just doing some crazy spawn camp here. So let's go ahead and get some walls down first. Now, let's see. We'll go with, say, a wall there. And then yet another one there. Let's do the same thing over here. We'll double wall it here. We'll go one there. Oops. Premature jumpage. Let's go one wall there and then another, say, like right here. And then here we can get away with a single wall, I believe. Yeah, let's just go with like a wall right there. Now, what does that leave us left? 320. Not a whole lot to work on, to work with to get the map started here. So I think what we'll do is we'll go, let's go an explosive trap as close to each spawn as we can get it. And then we'll go with a gas trap down behind. Let's try to do that on every lane. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough DU for something like that, but let's try it out here. Or enough mana, pardon me. So we're going to get that explosive up as far as we can. A gas trap back behind. The explosive gas trap. Now, you see first wave here, we only have 25 enemies, so it's not going to be too bad. However, this particular build is going to be an absolute maintenance nightmare for keeping your traps and Rs repaired. So let's just go ahead and see how it goes, see if we can't blaze them out here, and get a little bit of mana saved up, most importantly, I believe. See, we're already almost to the halfway point here, and there we are. So yeah, this one's going to burn off quick. Now we see, you know, even with that low mob count, my trap just did not have, just does not have much durability, so it's going to burn the charges. So with that smart repair system, I can just go in between these 2 traps, and it will cycle through both of them automatically without me having to go through and individually try to target each one. So, very nice system, huge quality of life. Something you are going to want to be a part of in Dungeon Defenders Awaken. There's just no doubt about it. You know what? This one, let's put it a little bit further just to make sure we have a trigger at the wall. Normally, I would stack this one right on top of the explosive trap, but I do have it out so far that I don't have any triggers at the wall for damage, just for CC. So let's go ahead and do that. Get that trigger right there. And what else do we want to do? Well, this one is going to be all about the traps and auras and getting the big old meaty spawn camp in. Let's see. Let's go another one right here. Now, the next instant go-to is just without a doubt an Ensnare Aura. It's just such a powerful addition to really every single lane in the entire game. Ensnare Aura is just beyond S tier defense. It is S++, and just can't get a whole lot better than the Ensnare. Now over here, let's go ahead and go with an Ensnare, but let's take it one further. Let's get a Strength Drain as well. So any enemies that do make it to our wall, hopefully are not going to smash the wall. And let's see, we actually still have a little bit of mana left, so we can keep building here. The DU is fairly generous here. We do have a nice amount of DU. The DU on this map changed several times. It went from having too much to having not enough, and it seems like it's right about right now. Let's see, it looks like we can just go ahead and get those on every single lane. And let's let it fly now. I feel like we're going to have a pretty good setup. Now, I don't have a lot of power into my electric auras at the moment, but I think I'm going to throw down an electric aura anyway. We got the boss rolling out, Mr. Ogre. Got a couple of slaps in at the walls. Let's take a look. Now, obviously, as you play the game, you learn where the Ogre lanes are going to be. This particular map, it is that lane I just left, and then this lane here. For the most part for ogres. Let's use our smart upgrade and repair and just get those traps all good and juicy once again. And then let's see what else we want to do. We still got a ton of DU left, so there's just a lot of options. There's a lot of things I can get in. I feel like a Thunder Spike Trap would be a good idea, particularly on those lanes that do have ogres. And then this, of course, is just spamming right through all the traps, all the auras. It's getting everything covered. So, good stuff there. Now, let's head on over here. Now, the Thunder Spike Trap is extremely powerful, but it is a single target defense. So that's something you don't want it going off all the time. You want it back, like I'm going to put it back here where an ogre would trigger it. And then that will hit the ogre. Since it's a hard-hitting single target defense, you don't want it spamming into goblins or whatnot, wasting its charges. You want it saved up and ready to go for the big boys when they come rolling out. So we got that in. What else do we want to do? Well, we can go ahead and throw those electric auras in that I mentioned, just because we do have so much DU. And then, not even sure exactly what I want to do from there. I mean, reflect beams on the walls I think would be kind of a no-brainer. So it definitely would not hurt to get some of those down. However, I think what I'm going to end up doing is getting a little bit of power. Actually, we might have enough DU to do all the things here. And I think we do. So what is the biggest single addition you can add to the game that's not crowd control related? Well, another defense that is just beyond S tier is the overclock beam. So getting an overclock beam down is just so beast mode, y'all. Just so beast mode. It does absolutely ridiculous things, makes everything in that lane much, much stronger. And now we actually should see some serious mob melting here. As we've got everything not only built, but just fully jacked. Crazy damage output going in the lanes now. Now here we know we've got those ogres, so let's go, let's put down a reflect beam. Put that one a little bit too close. Obviously overkilling on the range, or the width of the reflect beam, but I've got just a ton of leftover DU, so... See, what do we even want to do? We got 11 left. Well, I mean, we could add in something else. I mean, this is the Super Trap Aura map, so I didn't want to stray too far from that, but I feel like, you know, if we could do one single thing, it would be like a poison dart tower here. That's going to be 5. But that is just going to mash. PDT out here all by itself. We'll give it a buff beam. Then that's going to leave me 3 left. What do I want to do with the 3? Did I get buff beams down everywhere? Well, I mean, we can just get that the full protection levels in. So let's go reflect beam. We'll get yet another reflect beam right here. Actually, where do we want... Oh, out of juice. Out of juice. So no more reflect beams this wave. But we can let it fly. We've got 2 left. I want to just see what happens to this ogre this time. Without me DPSing it at all. With that Thunder Spike trap in, oh yeah. It just got slapped. Absolutely slapped. So 0 chances at all. This one is dead before I could even come over and get a look at it. Just such a crazy amount of power with a huge stack of traps and auras. Doesn't work on every map, or it's not ideal on every map, but this particular map just happens to be one where you can get it done without a doubt. Now the smart repair or the smart upgrade system is equally as powerful as the smart repair system. However, as I mentioned, it's going to be best used once you have the ability to upgrade to full. And the reason being is it's going to prioritize defenses. So, like, it's always going to do the buff beam first, as the buff beam is the first thing you should usually upgrade. And it's going to take that all the way to full. So without having the ability to upgrade that all the way to full, it gets confused and doesn't know what to do. So it gets locked on to that buff beam. So it is extremely powerful, but a lot of its benefit does not get realized until you are a little bit higher level. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and get all of our DU spent. So we'll get another reflect beam here. I mean, everything is just going to get slapped so quick. I think that is completely overkill. But once again, you always want to make sure you're using all of the available DU, particularly as you're leveling up. Oops, and I failed to swap heroes. As you're leveling up, you know, you're going to want to use all that DU because you get a XP bonus, which is just good stuff. Man, just so much damage, just rip it out. Don't have any gear or even a weapon equipped on this guy, so I'm not going to be able to actually do anything other than repair. But we can get those repairs off here. Hopefully my 170 health doesn't cause any major issues here. Such a nice quality of life. I mean, that's something, of course, taken directly from Dungeon Defenders 1. It's got a slightly different system in DDA than it does in DD1, but the smart upgrades and smart repairs are just absolutely the greatest quality of life in the game. Just immensely huge. Alright, let's get back on our Huntress. All our DU is spent. We got the final wave here. Let's just go ahead and upgrade that lane, and let's just let it fly here. Level 30 now. So, leveling up quick. Let's watch this final wave here. I think that ogre is just going to get just destroyed again. Yeah. Yeah, poor guy. Did not stand a chance at all. So, traps and auras for the win. Now, of course, if you took, say, the best of the traps and auras and only used that, and then used the remaining DU to throw down some nice, hard-hitting, powerful tower-type defenses. Oh, and then you get the sweet combo of crowd control, damage, everything combined. So, traps and auras are definitely a crucial part of the game. Just no doubt about it. We're, halfway through now. Oops. Grenade launch fail right there. We got another ogre rolling out. But this one, oh yeah, that one is not going to come anywhere near that wall. Continue to spam these repairs around. So even though trap and aura spawn camps can be a repair nightmare, using the smart upgrade and repair system it makes getting through it pretty trivial. You just got to go over to the lane and kind of spam on the ground next to everything, and it will square everything away for you. Only one enemy left, actually, and there we go. So that is a little bit more love with the Traps and Auras on the absolute ultimate Trap and Aura spawn camp map in Dungeon Defenders Awakened. But that will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Hopefully we hear some news soon regarding the next update. We do know that there's an update that should hit a public testing build relatively soon, but we don't have any confirmed dates or anything on that quite yet. But that will do it for now. Thank you an absolute ton, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.